Thanks for the support as a channel member, DC Maximo. Hello, folks. After about a week of being sick in my bed, I am back. Hooray! Did you miss me? I missed you lot. Goodness me, there's not a lot going on my phone without YouTube comments to read every day. Can I ask you all to do me a favour as we are back and it's been a while, even if you don't normally do it? Can you leave a thumbs up on this video, please? Just to really re-spark the YouTube algorithm, to remind it that we exist. I think it's going to be a slightly tough couple of days views-wise as we've kind of dropped off of the algorithm routine that I've been in for many years. So, yeah, a thumbs up would be great, just to spark the channel back into life again. Consider it a jump start after a week just being sat there on the driveway with the battery draining. That's basically what my life's been for the last week or so. Hello and welcome to part 16 of Bourne in the USA. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a big game in the US. What is it called? The Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. We're away against Soccer's Chicago in the fourth qualifying round of that. It's a big game, not just because they're a team from multiple divisions above us in the United States National League Division 1, but also because if we're ever going to repay this balance before we hit the real high tiers of the US footballing pyramid, it's going to be through cup runs in the United States equivalent of the FA Cup. And if we have a little look at the Lamar Hunt Open Cup for prize money, this is the round that we're currently at, where if we win today, it's nearly £10,000 prize money. You start to get much further, 22,000, 34,000, 82,000. I know winning in the third round is likely to be impossible at this stage of our lives, but we can but hope. And similar to how the English FA Cup works, I believe there is an attendance money split, so we can make some money there as well. We're also playing the Chattanooga Academy in the league. Since you were last with me, we've continued to be unbeaten in the league, and it continues to be not close to good enough to challenge for the title this season. The Charlotte FC Academy are unstoppable. 14 wins from 14, a goal difference of 46, which is double ours, and ours turds all over everybody else in the league. They are just an absolute phenomenon. I asked in the last episode if I should just raid them. I chose not to. It looks like someone's actually got a player who's better than them. Oh, good. He plays for the Chattanooga Academy. That's who we play today. But yeah, the Charlotte FC Academy are just good. And we just need to, we're in a battle for the playoffs, really. And we're in pole position in the battle for the playoffs. It's us, Reading United, NYAC, and a couple of others who could maybe push on as the season goes on. But we're just in that fight for second place, or second and third, and then whatever the playoffs brings from there. But we're going to worry about the league in the second half of the video, because for now, all eyes on it's not the FA Cup, is it? It's the US Open Cup. Against Soccer's Chicago, who are 21st in their league. So although they're a little bit further up the pyramid than we are, they are having a poor season. They've not won yet in the league in 14 games. They're like the opposite of Charlotte Academy. So you never know. If we're going to have an opportunity to knock out a team from a higher level, this feels like it might be that opportunity, the form that we've been in. So we're going with Kotelyarov in goal, a back four of Nice, Hall, Gonçalves, and Garlic. Kay and Briones in midfield, Williams and Huyan out wide, and then Stearns and Hernandez up front. Jackson Hernandez has been scoring for fun recently. In his last 4 games, he scored once, twice, 4 times, three times, wouldn't it? And then 2 times. I mean, this is a good idea of how old my audience is. If we're doing references to songs from what, the 80s, the 70s, probably missing my target audience by a decade or 3, aren't I there? Never mind. Toby Nice is going to be captain for me today. And as someone rightly pointed out in the comments before my time off, yes, there's a wrestler called Tony Nice. And every time I say Toby Nice, I nearly say Tony. And picture the man with all of the abs every time I say his name, which is, I mean, I sit here on my own in a cupboard thinking about a man's abs, and that's why I needed some time off. So It is 0-0 after 17 minutes. There's terracing behind that goal. We don't even have terracing at our ground. This is a beautiful place for us to come and visit. This is a more established ground than ours, clearly, over in Chicago. And Hall plays it forward to Huyan on the right-hand side, who's got lots and lots of time and space, and the left-back's not even facing the right way, and Huyan has ruined him for it. Flown past his right back, his left back even, the cross to Hernandez, and Hernandez really owed Huyan a finish there, and instead he's headed it over the crossbar. That was a big opportunity for us to go 1-0 up in this game, though. Garlic now playing it forward to Huyan. The lack of interest that Chicago are showing, that is promising. Looking ahead at this game, Williams now trying to come in from the left-hand side, playing it forward to Huyan, who's there with the finish. It's a 10th goal of the season for Huyan, and it is Soccer's Chicago 0, Bourne Football Club USA 1, and we might just have a toe in the first round of the Lamar Hunt Open Cup for the first time in the history of this football club. It's a nice, well-worked goal. Our two wide players combining. Williams doing very well, cutting in off the left, as he's supposed to do, playing it across to Huyan, and we know Huyan is far too good for this level. I mean, he would probably walk straight into this Soccer's Chicago team because he's that good. I don't really understand how he's not in the Dream 11 for our league. It's just because Charlotte are just ridiculous. Williams now again on the left-hand side, fed by Stearns. Cross comes in, looking for Huyan again, but this time can't find him, and Kay needs to get there first and does, and Goncalves plays it back forward again to Nice to keep the move going. Williams with a weird choice of pass, and Kay is just going to amble over to it and then play an absolutely beautiful pass for Huyan, who puts it into the path of Hernandez, and I'm not really sure how that's offside. It must have been Huyan who was offside, because I think he's played that ball backwards. It looked like it was a stunning pass. In fact, it's not. Is it Huyan who's offside? Certainly Hernandez himself was offside when the ball to Huyan was played. So, I mean, to me, it's questionable, but back in my day, when Once, Twice, Three Times a Lady was a song, that would never have been offside. But then you could also tackle waist high with both feet. So who's the real winner here? Nobody really knows. Williams to Hernandez, and Briones with the ball over the top. Huyan is chasing through, basically playing as a centre forward now. And his shot is saved by the Soccer's goalkeeper. And we've got a corner as we hit the 40-minute mark of this game. A second goal before half-time would be very handy. Hernandez with the ball in, not a particularly useful one, and Huyan just prevents the counter-attack by getting in the way of the Soccer's player. Kay looks massive in midfield. We're going to have a look at half-time to see how tall he is. He just seems like an absolute giant in there, just dominating the midfield. The ball's just been bobbling around inside their penalty area for about 5 passes. It eventually falls into the path of Stearns, who manages to apply the finish to it. But this is comical defending from Soccer's Chicago. They've got to do better than this. And, I mean, non-league! We love the non-league. And it is 2-0 to us as we hit 41 minutes. And that should, as long as we don't mess things up from here, that should see us into the draw for the first round proper. As I say, for the first time in our history, Nice is playing it forward to Hernandez. We're looking for a third before half-time here, which does, I think this would flatter us a little bit, but we've done it anyway. Craig Stearns, only a 5th goal of the season for him. He's had 2 of them today, and he is having a very, very good game. It's Soccer's 0, Bourne 3, and I think it's safe to say we've come back with a nice little £10,000 payday from this trip. As long as we didn't have to do any foreign language courses while we were here, then all is good. Beautiful stuff. Briones is tired, and we probably need to be looking into taking him off. But for now, I still want to see how tall Kay is. So Scott Kay he's only 6'3". That suggests to me that the rest of the team is miniature, because Kay looks massive alongside all of them in that midfield. We're going to leave Briones on probably for the first 10, 15 minutes of this second half. There's no point leaving him on a long time. What a clever little free kick from Huyan. Huyan and Hernandez are just a tier above everybody else at the level we're playing at. This is too clever. I wouldn't have thought of this, but Huyan has just ignored where all the players are. Hernandez is the only man who's drifted out there, and he's confident enough to know that he can apply the finish from there as well. And we are absolutely destroying this team, who are several divisions above us. It's beautiful. It's a thing of absolute beauty. It shows you again just how good Charlotte are, that we're not top of our league when we're as good as we are. Kotselyarov has got the ball back in hand. I'm looking at the fitness levels of my players now and thinking in terms of protecting them ready for Chattanooga. But Stearns certainly doesn't want protecting today, I don't think. He'll be looking for a hat-trick. It'd be his first hat-trick of his Bourne career if he can find a third goal. So we'll definitely be leaving him on to try and get some goals into him. But here is Hernandez, who is in again. He's scored a gazillion hat-tricks already this season, but isn't able to apply the finish that time for us. Huyan with the corner, and it's bobbling around very messily again, and it's back with Huyan now on the left, and Briones trying to cross it but can't, and it's Sockers with the opportunity for a counter-attack, which they just don't seem to be looking to take. They have no ambition at all, and Nice didn't even need to clear it in the way that he did. I mean, better safe than sorry, I guess, but he had time to get that under control and play it up the field again properly. But as promised, we are going to take off Briones. We don't really have a midfielder to bring on for him. Williams can come back and play in central midfield, though, so we'll bring King on and make that change for now. I think he's the only one who needed to come off immediately. In fact, Huyan is also tiring, so he's going to come off after this free kick. And Williams, at the second time of asking, has scored a brilliant goal. The follow-up just levels above the initial free kick. What a finish. So the first one, he just smashed it straight into the wall, takes a touch, with players charging him down, places it perfectly. There's no explaining it. Why didn't he do it the first time? Huyan now with the in-swinger. And now Sockers with the opportunity for a breakaway again, but once again, they're running through treacle, and we're just watching them do it. We're not even feeling the need to get the tackle in. We're just letting them have the ball because we know they're no threat at all, which is, I mean, it's very pleasant. Huyan's going to come off. Antley can come on for him on that right-hand side, and we're just continuing to monitor fitness. I said I wouldn't bring Stearns off, but Stearns is tiring, but yeah, we'll go with the dugout. He's recommending we take off Hernandez. Hernandez certainly has nothing to prove. Tapia can come on and have another few minutes of game time as he tries to justify why he should be starting ahead of Stearns. The only problem is Stearns has already scored twice today, so Tapia is probably not getting any closer to a start at the moment. But King has got all the space he could ever want to run into on this left-hand side. He's picked Antley out perfectly, and it's a first ever goal for Bourne for Nick Antley. And it's 6-0, a goal on his debut for the youngster. I think Antley's one of the young'uns. I don't think he's someone we've brought in ourselves. But 6-0 away, plus the £10,000 purse that we get for winning this game. This is about as good as I could have hoped for my first game back in the save after my long injury layoff. 6-0. We'll just wait for the money confirmation to come through. I don't really know if there was much in the way of an attendance or any attendance money to split, but certainly the prize money. There you go. That's what we needed. The prize money has come through, which is very, very important. So if we go back and look at our finances, we're under 200,000 in debt again for the first time since we realised language courses were a bad idea. And in a dream draw for Goran Pavlov, in tomorrow's episode, we're going to be going back to where it all began, the Bank of California Stadium. It's LAFC Academy, but still, he gets to go and hang out at LAFC again for the afternoon. Beautiful stuff. They are in the giddy heights of League Two, so we don't stand much chance of picking up the win, but I think there's money. Why am I looking at finances? I'm trying to see what the money is for losing in this stage of the cup. So first round for the first time, even as the losers, we pick up £3,000. If we can somehow find a win, it's £22,000. Plus we get to go to LA. We're going on holiday, boys and girls. One little change for the Chattanooga game then. Logan's fit enough to come back into the team, so he comes back in at left back, meaning Nice can go back to centre back. Goncalves can move into the midfield, and we don't have to ponder how tall Kay is for this game because he's not going to be playing. Let's submit the team. Stephen Stone is also fit enough to be part of the bench again, which is, there he is, Stephen Stone, knocking around on the bench. He was injured for a couple of games, so good to have him back in the mix. And similar to how it's been in the majority of the league games this season, we've just got to make sure we win this game And while that's going on, we're going to keep an eye on what's going on with Charlotte and hope that they drop their first point of the season. It seems unlikely, though, but we're doing our bit. We're 1-0 up after 3 minutes. Stearns has got a taste for goal after that last game and has grabbed the first goal in the entire division of this afternoon, which is very nice, which does, albeit temporarily, close the gap on Charlotte FC just a little bit, who are away against PD Academy today. I'm not sure where they are in the league. We'll have a look in a second. But it would be really nice to see them drop some points for the first time and us start to close this gap at the top of the league a little bit. We obviously do still have to play them twice, so there is the opportunity, if we can keep the gap to 6 points or less, to beat them twice and finish above them that way. But it would be handy, as we do seem to have a little bit of a habit of drawing games and dropping points of our own. It would be pretty handy to see them start to drop some points here and there, because 14 wins from 14 is ridiculous form for them to be in so far, but it looks like it is still 0-0 in their game so far this afternoon. But it is Chattanooga who are on the attack now down this right-hand side of ours, but Nice is there to lump the ball clear, looking for Hernandez, but can't find him. And the ball has come back over the top again, and it's actually got in behind our defenders. But it's a brilliant save from Koteljarov. He didn't even need to make it because the Chattanooga attacker is offside. But it was Charlotte are 2-0 up already. How do they do it? They are absolutely unstoppable. A goal in the 22nd and the 25th minutes. We're still only 1-0 up in our game. So not only are they not dropping points, but they're continuing to extend their goal difference advantage as well. They are a ridiculous football team. I just don't think we're going to be able to do anything about. Hall tries to clear it. I mean, I guess if we're looking at the definition of the word, he does clear it, but he just didn't go to any of our players. Stearns intercepts, though, and has got space on this right-hand side to find the cross for Hernandez, who is there with his 24th goal of the season to put us 2-0 up in this game. And hopefully that should be enough to see us home and dry and another 3 points on the board for us. And then we're just comparing goal differences with Charlotte again, which, as we've done so many times already this season, just to try and keep pace with them. They're relentless. Right. There is another highlight that started off immediately from this kickoff. I'm not sure if it's going to be another goal for us. We do seem to have a little bit of a tendency for a purple patch just before half time. And in fact, we are in again. And straight from the kickoff, Huyan plays it over the top to Hernandez, and we grab our third goal. 2 goals in 2 minutes, as it says in the commentary bar at the bottom of the screen. And that is that should be that for this afternoon. Huyan, it's a lovely pass, and Hernandez is just not missing from that. He is so clinical, but because we're in a division that Charlotte FC exists in, he's not the top goal scorer in the division yet, and they've gone 3-0 up in their game as well. So there's no planning for it. What do we even do here? We're 10 points clear of, in fact, 9 points clear now of Reading United, who are down in 4th place. So we're looking very comfortable for the playoffs already, but we are clinging on to the coattails of Charlotte desperately. And we've actually conceded a goal here, which is going to continue to improve their goal difference advantage, because I'm not actually sure what the league is settled on. So as it stands at the moment, we're 6 points behind them. They have a 20-something goal advantage on the goal difference, 24 goal advantage as it stands. So if it's settled on goal difference rather than head-to-head, which I suspect it might be, as this pyramid system is based on the English leagues, where it's certainly how we do it here, we could find ourselves in a situation, unlikely as it might seem, where as things stand, we could go and beat Charlotte home and away and still finish below them, because we'd finish level on points but below them on goal difference. I'd like to think if we can go and beat them, which will be either tomorrow or the day after, I'm not quite sure, it sits on the fixture list. If we can go and beat them, hopefully we can just knock their confidence a little bit and see them drop a few points somewhere else. I don't see them doing anything other than winning football matches between now and then when we face them. And it's going to be a very, very tall order for us to go to their place and cost them their first points of the season. But if we've got any hope of going up this season, or going up as champions this season, certainly going up automatically, then we've got to do it. It's the only option. We've got to go there and beat them. It's 4-1 to us today. Charlotte are now 4-0 up in their game because anything we can do, they can do better, apparently. Oh, I'll love it if we beat them when we play them in a couple of days' time. Bates trying to get the tackle in midfield and does succeed in winning the ball back, albeit temporarily. And now Chattanooga are in again, and it's 4-2. And this is just all playing into the hands of Charlotte now because they've scored 4 with no reply. We've scored 4 but conceded 2. So they what started the episode as a goal difference of, I think, 22, 23 is now 25, and it's becoming harder and harder. Let's get Stone back on. Get Stone in, returning after his little injury layoff. Get some game time back into him. He was looking like a useful player before he had to drop out of the team. So let's get him back in. And Reading United have now equalised against Pocono Snow. So I think they're one of the teams who are chasing for that third place spot. In fact, they are the team who are now sat in third place. They've just gone back above NYAC again. And Garlic on the right-hand side to Huyan. Probably should have taken Huyan off. I don't usually leave him on for the full 90 minutes because I don't want to risk breaking him. But he's in here with 85 minutes on the clock. And Hernandez looking for a 4-goal return for what would be the 3rd time this season. I think he's scored several independent hat-tricks as well, but there's already been 2 previous times he's scored 4. I think one of them he got 5. He does score his goals in bursts, but he has those bursts most games, which is why he's scored 25 goals in 15 games or whatever it is. He is an absolute goal machine who I feel like isn't getting the credit he should be getting because we're not top of the league. It's ridiculous. Hernandez does have his 4th of the afternoon. It's 27 for the season now for Jackson Hernandez. He is the first proper superstar, I think, of Bourne Football Club USA, even more so than Kevin Smith, not that one, even more so than Old Man Atencio and Prince Fletcher. We've got a real top-tier goal scorer in Jackson Hernandez. And it's 5-2 now to Bourne. If we can grab another one, assuming Charlotte haven't scored again, we'd actually be able to undo some of the goal difference damage that our leaky defence has cost us. But it's actually Chattanooga are on the attack as we hit the closing moments of the game. I haven't been able to check in on the Charlotte result because the highlights are just coming thick and fast. But we've got the ball back here on the left-hand side with 4 minutes of time to be added on. So there is time to grab a goal if we can intercept the ball here. We do. It's Briones playing it forward to Hernandez. Hernandez all the way back to Logan, but Logan gives it back to Torres. 4 more minutes left on the clock. There is time for another goal if we want it. But we've given the ball away, but Hall wins it back again immediately. Briones can't track down his man and keep the attack going. And I think we're actually more likely to concede than score here. It's a lovely little chip over the goalkeeper. And it is a worrying trend that we're capable of conceding 3 goals at home against a team like this, because we shouldn't be. Yes, we're really, really good going forward, but we're really not very good at the back. And I think that might cost us when we do play Charlotte in the league. And I think we're going to get embarrassed. And I'm not looking forward to it. Hernandez to Briones, trying to get Stone in. Stone hasn't really got back into any kind of form since he came off the bench. Hall doing well to stop yet another goal being added to the damage that Chattanooga are doing to our goal difference. This is not at all helpful when it comes to our automatic promotion push. But they have grabbed a 4th. And if we're not careful, we might not even win this game yet. It's now 5-4. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. We should be good. But my word, have we made hard work of what should have been just a comfortable afternoon. And I don't feel at all comfortable now. And it's not just because I need to go to the toilet. I've been ill for a week. How did Charlotte get on in the end? Probably won like 8-0. Jump back. And they only won 4-0. But still, that is a worrying situation for us to be in. Right, we're going to be back tomorrow for continuing the US Open Cup run, which means probably Charlotte will be the next day. Although we might smush them together in tomorrow's episode. We'll see how things are going when I'm recording that. But for now, if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.